are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are all doing well. I've missed you. I haven't been on here in a few days. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but a lot of stuff personally that I have to take care of. And yeah, I haven't been here, so I've missed you guys. I've been thinking about you because I know a lot of stuff has been going on in the royal world, and there's been a lot of chatter about it and a lot of craziness going on about it, and as well. And so we have lots to talk about, but I don't really have much of an agenda, honestly. I kind of just want to hear from you guys. But first of all, I just want to say thank you guys. I did post a prayer request in our community page and about my dad. He is still in the hospital. I actually just called my mom and tried to talk to him, but he was sleeping, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Uh, my dad is very elderly, so he has a lot of quite a few health challenges, and so he's been in and out of the hospital for the last few, I want to say almost the last month. And so he comes home and then he goes right back. And then he comes home and he has to go right back. And it's been a really, again, he's elderly. So it's very taxing. And so, yeah, so thank you guys for your prayers. And please, yeah, keep him in your prayers. Hopefully he's able to get out and stay out of the hospital. That would be really great. And my poor mom is just like back and forth at the hospital. So, but she's in good spirits. I mean, she was like, "Well, you didn't do a podcast." I was like, "I know, Mom, I didn't do a podcast this weekend." So, I'm sure she's I told her I was going to be doing one, so I'm assuming she'll be listening. So, yeah, but thank you guys so much for your prayers. He does need it. Again, when you get up in age, it's kind of the what happens. So, yeah. And but other than that, I am good. I just have, there are times you just have to take care of yourself and take care of things that's going on in your life. And so I had to take a few days to just take care of me for a minute and take care of all the stuff I've been putting off. And I still have a long way to go, but I'm like, I miss my friends. So let's chat. Thank you, Church Nelly, so much. I appreciate them. My family definitely appreciate your prayers. And as you know, these things come in many. My talking to my mom, so please add my aunt into there. That's my mom's sister. She got into a car accident today, so it's just she's fine. She's not like decided she's not even going to the hospital or anything. But which I think is a little hard headed. It was like, woman, you're up in age. You need to go checked out. But so please keep her in your prayers as well. As again, with all of these things, I feel like they come in threes. So this is two. I shudder to think what the next one would be. So, but again, she is fine. But it's stuff happens in the family sometimes. So Tanti Benelda, go off to the hospital. So there you go. Anyways, let's see. Thank you guys. Church Nelly put all of the links that you could find on this channel in the channel in the chat. So thank you, Church Nelly. And again, if you're here and you haven't subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you know when you drop a video. Please like and share the video. Look, even if you don't like it, share it anyway and click like. I don't care. I need your likes right now. So there you go. And she has put all the links to either this channel and also our faves channels, I should say, including American Riviera, that we don't even Orchard, which we don't even know what she's selling yet. But even the derangers are upset that it's taking so long. That I was like, don't you all have people you need to be focusing on instead of focusing on our faves? So. But Lemonada, if you haven't watched listened to Faves podcast, definitely go over there and listen. And if you're a squatty and you still haven't listened, shame on you. But that's all right. In a loving, gentle way, that is. Go over to Lemonada or anywhere else you listen to podcasts, like Apple or Amazon or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. It's there. Or just go on Lemonada. It's there as well. So our faves are fine. They are quiet, which we love. They are quiet doing whatever it is they're doing while everything else around them is crazy. We know that all that mess happened recently, a couple of days ago, with them with that crazy lawsuit in in the music world that's going on with Diddy. I was like, the music industry is a mess. I'm like, y'all people are crazy. I don't really keep up with the music industry, so a lot of this stuff I don't really even pay attention to. But of course, one of the lawsuit mentioned Harry's name, and because he's one of those high profile people that Diddy has met. And so the British press tried to crop out William's photo of, there was a whole photo there, as I'm sure you guys know the whole drama that happened, where back in 2007, I think it was, when Diddy performed at the Princess Diana's concert. They were honoring her, and there was a after party, and Diddy and I think Kanye took photos, and there were photos and videos of them, and they took it with Harry and William. And so, of course, with this stuff happening, the British press they cropped out William from the photos so that way it looked like it's just Harry going off partying. And apparently that was actually what was posted, was the original of the lawsuit, and then they amended it in a way so it doesn't, again, Harry's name is just mentioned as one of the high profile people that he had, contact with, not in any way charging him or accusing him or of anything. But of course, it's the British press, and both, especially the ones that Harry just is filing a lawsuit against or has won against. And so they tried to sensationalize it, and the squad wasn't having it. And we just went after them. And everyone started posting photos and outing them for cropping out Prince William's photos to make it look like he wasn't even there. I was like, if you're going to use those photos, that's the only photos that there seem to exist of them. If you're going to use those photos, then cropping out William is not acceptable. And so because the squad refused to have that happen, then the media had to come clean on it. And so after that whole stink with the squaddies throwing a stink and posting William's photos with Diddy all over the internet, the narrative started changing. And so then people are now, when they talk about it, they're now like, oh yeah, no, these are photos and videos from this event. Both William and Harry were there. And there is no indication that they ever met. And I think actually in the Telegraph, they even indicated, and whether it's from Harry's lawyers or whomever, that no, they never met Harry, has never been to his parties or even to his concert. They simply met that one time. And so, of course, the nasty British media tried to make it something that it wasn't. And so they definitely are angry at that because we wouldn't have it. I mean, I am so proud of the squad. We just went after them. And you can see the backtracking even in the when they were reporting it. There, people have posted clips from the UK television shows, and the way how they are speaking about it. It was very radically different. If we hadn't spoken up, it would have been what they started out with. And so very happy and very proud of the squad for like not tolerating that behavior. It's like, no, this is 2024. We're not going to be doing the cropping William out of things. No. if you want to go after Harry and William is there, believe me, William is going, that's what they did back in the day. That's how we have the Prince Harry Nazi costume, but we don't see what William was wearing. And so the whole story, the narrative, what the accusation and stuff was supposed to be whatever it is William was wearing. But they saw a picture of what Harry was wearing. They destroyed the photos of William and only put out Harry. And that's why we have that. Not that what Harry was wearing was acceptable. That was completely unacceptable, that Nazi uniform, completely. But no one has a photo of what William was wearing, which I'm assuming was equally offensive. And I think it was some African costume or something he was wearing. It was equally offensive, but nobody has that. Why? Because they destroyed the photo. And so this is kind of the same thing they were trying to do. So, even documentaries talk about how William, we have photos of obviously Harry being drunk and all of that stuff and videos and whatever, but none of William. Why? Because they did exactly this, cut him out or destroyed images or videos of him and only kept and broadcast what Harry did. So yeah, we're not doing that in 2024. we're not going there. So it was a whole big thing. I'm very proud of the squad. And it's so funny because when you look around, I mean, again, I follow just mostly on Twitter, and you look around, it wasn't even the squad. Regular folks who had nothing to do with Sussex Squad were calling them out on it too, because they saw the narrative, and they saw just I mean, it was just like, yo, this is the time of the internet. I mean, this stuff is all over how do you try to still pull this nonsense and expect it to, expect it to be a thing that people would just accept this. And so it's just really, really crazy that they still think that they could get away with stuff like this. So it's really incredible. So that's what I mean. Our faves, other than that, our faves are quiet. We don't know. I mean, we know that Meghan, I think she applied for more, what do you call those things? I can't, my brain is fried at the second. I remember whatever it's called. She's apparently adding more stuff to whatever rights she is applying for. And she is, yeah, I think it's makeup stuff and all of that stuff, which is obviously, I mean, if she's going to do stuff like that, yeah, definitely. I could see at some point Meghan adding makeup and all of that stuff. So we don't really know how she's doing all of these things. We don't know if she's partnering with other companies, if she's doing it all by herself. We don't really know. And so everyone is like, just, come on, Meghan, we got money. We want to spend whatever it is you're selling, we're buying. Again, even those that hate Meghan are getting like, come on, show us something. I was just like, again, don't you have people you need to go, support? Why are you on Meghan and all up in her business? So we all have to wait and yeah, to see what Meghan is going to be producing. But in the meantime, they're quiet and they're not. I mean, a lot of this stuff is the attacks or whatever it is. It's all to get a rise out of them, and they're not responding. And so it's really funny to watch them just simply not respond, and especially not respond to people that we know that they're attacking them because they're being sued. And so there you go. Let's see. I am just going through your chats, going through the chat for a second. And thank you guys all for being here. I was just like, I didn't even know if anyone, like, I don't know if anyone is around. I didn't even check to see if a Baron or the Sussex, Duchess of Success was on. I was just like, let's just come on. And I didn't even check. So I'm just grateful you guys are here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. What else is happening? This obviously this is still happening. Kate and William, or wherever Kate is, whatever she's going through, again, there's all these conspiracy theories all over the place about what is going on with her. Again, if what she said is true, I wish her the best, and I wish that she recovers quickly. But the caveat to that is that there's just been so many lies, and so you don't know what to believe, and you just all kinds of, the palace says one thing and they change it, and it just and then you find out it's a lie, and it's just over and over and over. There's all these like cloak and dagger mystery hiding behind the curtain, and again, and so many things that are so vague, and so many things to question. You don't know what to believe with these people. And again, that's kind of the space that they operate in. They've always been like that. And that's when Harry talks about looking behind the curtain, and he knows, obviously, as a member of the family, what's behind the curtain. And it just like they put out all of this stuff, and I think to confuse people so that nobody really knows who they are, what's going on. And so people are left guessing, and so they can do whatever they want behind all of that, because you don't really know what's true. And again, that's the space they operate in. And so nobody can say, well, yes or no. And it gives them, an element of, well, we didn't actually say that, that plausible deniability that they live in that space. And so you don't really know. And so when people guess, or there's all of these not even conspiracy theories, I don't even want to say conspiracy theories. It's not conspiracy theories, because they don't tell the truth. And so people have a right to question. And if they refuse, then people have a right to come up with whatever they come up with. So it's not really conspiracy theory. is that the fact that they don't tell the truth. So nobody really knows what is going on with them. So that is still going on. Whether the video the cancer video is AI or not, I mean, apparently Washington Post put out an article, I guess today or yesterday, I think I saw it this morning, that couple of professors, I think, who developed, I guess they developed AI software, they ran it through and said, no, it's a genuine, her cancer video was a genuine video. Another AI company said, yes, it's possibly AI. So again, even there, they can't decide on whether it's AI. Again, that's the space the royal family operate on, in that vague space where nobody really knows what's going on. So you speculate away, so. And then one professor talks about, the flowers that were gently swaying in the back. I was like, what flowers gently? There were no the flower. If you saw the video, there are no flowers gently swaying in the back. They're just there. They're doing nothing. Everybody's been calling that out. And I'm like, I don't know what this person was looking at. I was like, where was the flowers gently swaying? It looks like a backdrop. There's no flowers. Yes, in the video, you can actually see like a fly or a bee, whatever it is, buzzing around her, which is why I thought when they did it with a backdrop. It might have been in a tent. If they're outside, because you do see like a fly or a bee or something buzz in front of her face, or some kind of insect buzz in front of her. But there's nothing happening in the background. It's just a picture. It looks like a backdrop that they have there, or they could have just bring that in post as well. And so that's it. And then you have Kate there in this weird bench that looks kind of weird and how it's set up, and then this weird shadow that's on the bench like I've never seen. And maybe the bench is coated in very gloss varnish or something, but it's like you can see like the reflection of her top, the stripes on the bench. Like you can see a reflection of the actual shirt with the stripes and everything on the bench. And I'm like, man, that gloss on that bench must be really high, because I've never seen that before. But then also you can see that, it is not natural lighting, it's studio lighting, because you can see how it is. So it just, you have all this stuff while they're telling you this video is authentic. And you're like, yeah, I mean, the video could be authentic. They literally filmed that, but the scenery around her is not. And so you have all this crazy stuff that's happening where nobody knows what is going on. And then she says that, obviously, that, from her video, that it's they caught it early, and she's doing preventative chemo, which a doctor said there's no such thing. You either have chemo or you're not, and they're treating the chemo. So whatever, that is still vague. And then it's very interesting because, as we remember, when this whole thing started, it was, it started out with her there was no cancer, she's not undergoing cancer treatment. That was how it started out from one of their favorite tabloids, and all the others around them were reporting this. And it was very interesting because right before her cancer diagnosis, I think the morning before, not diagnosis, but when she did the video, when they put out the video, this very curious post popped up on social media. And so Chris Boozy flagged it. And so it's very interesting from this anonymous, that you can see anonymous 0_007. And so one of the things that Chris Boozy flagged, and if you looked at the date, was, the 22nd. And I think it was that. Let's go back to that. That evening that Kate, then they put out this video of Kate that evening. But at 12:54 p.m. on the 22nd, this anonymous person posted this. And so again, Chris Boozy flagged it. And so he had posted about it the next day. Chris Boozy said an obscure X account with few followers posted about Kate's cancer diagnosis 1 hour before the press. What caught my attention was that the account posted very detailed information about Kate's cancer and treatment. And So he goes on to say, how did this obscure ex account with few followers break Kate's cancer diagnosis 1 hour before the press? They claim to work with for a creative agency, but they have very detailed information about Kate's cancer diagnosis. I checked the timestamp, and the post were not edited after the fact. And so this is the post at the bottom. It says, through my line of work, certain individuals from the press have said that at 6 p.m. today, the Daily Mail will publish an article saying Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, has been diagnosed with cancer. And sure enough, that evening, I guess New York time or US time, they posted that information. And obviously that stuff dropped. And so, you could infer with that a lot of things. Did the Mail know about this, and were they a part of the blagging of her medical information and pressured her into saying something? That could be the case. But it's like, as Chris Boozy pointed out, how did this anonymous account with very, very few followers, know this and have the detailed information that, yes, she does have cancer, or she'd say that she's diagnosed with cancer? And so it's very interesting that that happened. So this could be somebody from the press found this out and posted this. And then this happened again today. From the same account, it says, it has been confirmed to me by a major UK news broadcaster that the Princess of Wales does indeed have stage 4 bowel cancer. Remember, one of the things that was happening before all this cancer stuff is that people were saying it's when it came out that she had surgery, that it was bowel. People were trying to decide or trying to figure out what would cause you to be in the hospital that long and the recovery time that long. And so a lot of people were saying it has, maybe it was bowels or something like that. So this same account is posting that. So I went to look for it, and then they deleted their account. So whether this is true or not, just put a pin on that. But then again, they're like, well, it's stage 4 bowel. But a few days ago, if you were to believe what, she said a few days ago, is that they caught it and she's doing preventative. So how did we get to stage 4 bowel cancer if she was doing preventative cancer there? So again, nobody knows if any of this is true. Again, put a pin in it. It's the same account posting it, and then they did seem to have deleted their account. So who knows? Again, there's so many things that are happening with this. If all of this is true, this is something you don't wish on anybody. Nobody. I don't care what you've done in your life. You don't wish this kind of stuff on somebody. Too many people. I have friends who have cancer. I have friends who've died from cancer. So this is not the kind of thing you wish on anybody. But the thing about it with this, again, the other part of this is that these people lie so much, you don't know what to believe. You don't know when they say things, is it the truth? Is it they're hiding parts? You have no idea. And so I think that has been the frustration with all of this. It's like, I would love to believe. I don't want to not believe people when they say this is serious stuff. You don't want to not believe people. But then again, when they lie, you can't believe anything, because you're like, well, am I being lied to? And so it's crazy with all of this stuff. And again, I hope this stuff is not true. I hope, because again, this is terrible. It would be horrible. I mean, this is a mother with 3 children. Even if she didn't have three children, you don't want this to happen to anybody, And so it's a really sad situation that this is the case. And then you feel like you can't trust the person who is probably going through this. And so it's just a really horrible situation. So I'm hoping this is not true. I'm hoping that, again, but it's weird that the same person is posting and he was correct the last time. And so it just, again, don't take this for gospel. It's just what is there, and I just wanted to share it. But again, it's one of those things, and it just yes. And then you don't know if it's someone just trying again to, they're planting stuff to change the narrative in a sense, you know what I mean? So planting that could make it more legitimate before, when the announcement came about the cancer, and then planting this again could be just to legitimize it, so that when we hear it, we feel like, oh, then this is true. That could be the case as well. So again, you just don't know what to believe. So it just, again, with the UK, it's cloak and dagger, shade behind the curtain kind of. And it's just like, why don't you all just tell the truth? That's all people are asking you to do. That is not difficult. Just tell the truth, because then you don't have to do all of this rigmarole trying to, I don't understand why the truth is so difficult for people. I don't understand. So yeah, it's really crazy. And of course we saw King Charles out. He is not looking, I mean, he doesn't look very well. And so even the shame could be just the lighting, could be the lighting that make him look that's very possible, because lighting could, especially on a white skin, it could do a lot of things, and it can make you look a lot of ways, as we saw in the Kate's cancer video. Depending on the lighting, it can make you look washed out, or it can make you look, I mean, lighting could do just a lot of stuff on you. And so who knows, that could be the reason as well. So yeah, but again, it just, the palace is just, they're just not believable. They have no integrity. And so when people have no integrity, they have to earn your trust, and they haven't earned anybody's trust with any of this stuff. And so you look at it and you want to feel sympathy. You want to feel, I mean, as a human being, you want to feel, you know what I mean? But then on the other hand, you're like, but these people could just sit there and be lying to me, and I don't want to be lied to, you know? So it's just, at some point, they just feel like, you know what, y'all stay over there and I'll just stay over here. Let God do what he does. You know, that's kind of where I am at the point now. It's just like, oh, you stay over there and I stay over here. So yeah. So that's kind of what's going on with that stuff. It's really crazy. So I'm going to go into the chat in a bit. Just want to go through this. And then, because the squad would not, bow to the British media and their lies, and we've been questioning these, especially that farm shop video stuff. And Chris Boozy has been calling it out, and he posted a whole thread about how the guy who supposedly took that video, just the inconsistencies and changing his story. And so again, that's another one, you can't believe in any of this stuff. And Victoria Newton, I think is the last name, who is the editor of The Sun, did this BBC, I guess like a kind of like a roundtable thing, basically where she confirmed that yes, she was in basically cahoots with Kensington Palace about that video. And the whole thing, she put out like "Leave Kate Alone" or "Lay Off Kate" or some headline like that she had in The Sun. And then they basically put their heads together, I guess, about this video, and then they had to, I guess, call Kensington Palace to confirm that that was Kate. And I mean, she just basically confirmed everything Harry and Meghan talked about, their collusion with the palace. And so there is no question that there's that invisible contract there between the palace, Kensington Palace, and the Sun. And so, because Christopher Boozy and just about every other squaddy and other people have been questioning and not believing that video, one, that's Kate, and two, anything about that guy's story that keeps changing. And Chris puts out a whole thread about just highlighting just the nonsense of that video. So the Sun and other tabloids have not taken too kindly to be being questioned about their lies and about their manipulations. So they have done this whole article, the Sun has done this whole article, basically smearing Chris Boozy and the squad. And of course, you try to square the squad, is like, you're just putting yourself in hot water, because again, they are used to doing this nonsense with British people, and to great effect, because British people are afraid of them. And they have not gotten the message, it seems, that the squad is all over the world. There is no leader of the squad. We're an all-time zone globally, and their nonsense is not going to affect anything, no matter what they do or say. And they seem to have not gotten the point. So they have gone after Chris, and they basically branded him the leader of the squad. And basically claiming that he has, given said like death threats or something against Kate, a whole bunch of lies about Chris Boozy. because they can't intimidate him, because he will respond to them and really lay them out and call them out. And it was been the whole thing going on for the last few days. So Chris Boozy posted this today. I love this. I love the outfit. He says, I woke up this morning to discover that the British press has promoted me to the leader of the Sussex Squad. Does that title come with benefits and a 401k plan? Do I have official duties, or is it just the title? Do I at least get a body double? You are not serious people. And from Grace McCaskill, who deserves to be, brought up on libel charges, really. Somebody should sue her for libel. And this is part of the article. I guess the headline, Sussex Squalid. We're no longer apparently Sussex Squad, but it's Sussex Squalid, coming from a cesspool tabloid like The Sun. I mean, it just, yeah. Inside the sinister world of the Sussex Squad, online trolls making Kate Middleton's life a misery with bullying and lies. The Sussex Squad makes outlandish claim about Kate in defense of their heroine, Meghan. I'm like, okay. I mean, is this supposed to do what exactly? I mean, hello, again, talk about, a cesspool trash tabloid trying to paint anybody as squalid. I mean, hello. We need to give Miss Grace McCaskill a mirror, because she has not looked into one lately, or maybe ever. But I'm so feeling Chris's costume here. Chris has branded himself. I mean, if they're going to point him leader, what, you gotta have the fake medals and the chocolate medals. That's what it's about, right? We April May was like, we are famous. Totally. Because they realize that they cannot get away with stuff. And this is how they behave when they know they cannot get away with stuff, and we don't care. It's like, we don't care what you say. We don't have to justify ourselves to you. We're just gonna call you out whenever you do mess. Like, someone posts like, you don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. There you go. That's how we operate. So this is a part this is a part of the article. It says, on the Sussex Squad Instagram, I guess that's Tina and Michelle, on the Sussex Squad Instagram page, members peddle dangerous conspiracy theories about Kate's cancer operation, including allegations she does not have the disease. Can you blame people? I mean, hello. A blog on its main website insults Prince William's hairline. Now, this is where this is an own goal here. I mean, the biggest own goal ever. A blog on its main website insults Prince William's hairline in a bizarre barb, referencing the late Princess Diana, branding him Baldilocks. It states, William is bald because his mother reached down from heaven and snatched her fine Spencer jeans back. William's hairline was also snatched in the process. I mean, it's just, and the funny thing is, I think I saw Anne posted that she actually wrote this article, because I didn't realize Anne, which is Duchess of Success, her podcast. She used to write for Sussex Squad podcast. They had a blog and she used to write for it, and I didn't realize that until. But she said she's the one that wrote this article. And I wish they had just used the whole article. I was like, the article is there. It's funny. And it's great article. All of it obviously taking down the royals. But this is, I mean, how are you going to post? How is this helping William? And talk about inciting the squad, because, again, the squad... You're not going to help yourself when you do something that's stupid. And so this is the squad's response. Well, hello, if you're going to highlight this, then what else are you going to get? You do stupid things, you get stupid answers like this. I mean, look at this. And this is, yes, this is trending on X. I mean, hello. If you're going to refer to him as Baldilocks in a national news outlet, then don't expect to not get this. Again, they really, really think, I mean, this is the silliness. This is where we are right now. It just, And it's funny for a laugh, and it's just like, look, y'all need to just cool it with the squad, because you're not gonna bring the squad down. I mean, this is how the squad would respond. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're not doing William any favors by, I mean, gosh, at least eliminate the Baldilocks spot, because you're just inciting. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So that's some of the stuff that's going on. Again, I'm sure there are a lot of others. I've been a little bit busy with other stuff as well, so I may have missed some stuff, but as of today, this is some of the stuff that's been going on. So I was gonna go into the chat and see what you guys are chatting. I can't get over the little Shirley Temple curls. And then the little afro, what does it look like? S-curl, S-curl curls up there. It just, I mean, hello. And so, yeah. But again, when people screenshot things all the time on social media, and you see, I mean, the people that are on, again, Kate Middleton asked for privacy, right? For her family. And the people who are continuing this nonsense are the very people that are their mouthpieces. Why come up with something this stupid? How does this help? How does this help the family asking for privacy? How does it help? You're writing, targeting people who don't care about these people, who will come right back at you and then make him trend for something like Baldilocks. I mean, how does that help? You're not helping. So it just, again, it's just unbelievable. So I think now they're at the point of Harry and Meghan has to come back to help. They have to. And it's just like, they don't have to do anything. Harry and Meghan don't need y'all. You need them. They don't need you. So they don't have to do anything. So anyways, I'm just going to stay in the chat. I think that's all I got for this stuff that's going on. It's just madness. Let's see. Sussex Love says, I really hope that they showed William this, but I wouldn't give to be I wouldn't give to be a fly on the wall watching his head explode while he becomes incandescent with rage. Well, I mean, the only people he could blame is his mouthpieces in the sun. I mean, that's who he's in collusion with, and that's who that is who is furthering this ridiculous narrative. Because if they didn't bring it up, this wouldn't happen. So yeah, he could go after the people that he is in bed with. Those are the people he should be going after. Little Max says, oh wait, hang on. Clicked on the wrong one. Rhonda says, they're letting us know that they really feel about William by quoting squaddies. Exactly. And they do this a lot. They do this kind of thing a lot. They will quote whole ugly narrative about him, up so that someone says, but it's what they really say, what they're really thinking, but they can't post it. So they quote other people there. And instead of masking it a little so it doesn't look bad, no, they just put the whole quote. And that's just how they feel about it too. So yeah. Elizabeth says, Harry said in Spare, William and Kate talked him into wearing the Nazi costume. William and Kate, yeah. That's exactly it. They were very much the ones that also helped him decide to wear that costume. That being said, Harry also has to take full responsibility, and he has, for that costume. Nobody can make you do something like that. But again, when they spoke to the costumer guy, he's like, that costume is one of the most popular for those quote unquote fancy dress parties. A lot of people rent out that costume for those parties. So not just Harry, but again, Harry, William and Kate were part of helping him make that decision to wear that costume. That's the one they also chose. And then, of course, people were upset that Harry outed them for that. But yeah, so yeah, but we're not doing that in 2024. Whatever William and Kate, they're not going to be able to crop that out. So, and the good thing again is to see regular folks calling them out on this, because people are now up to what the press is doing and how they're trying to shield William, and people aren't buying that stuff. And not just squaddies, again, regular folks are not buying that stuff. Little Max says, she's talking to Andrea, William is a lost cause. He will never grow up because the British media keeps excusing all his mistakes and character flaws. very, very, very true. This is very true. And not just William, a lot of them, they infantilize. I mean, Charles is, he's accomplished some things, but in a lot of ways, especially communication and all of those things, they're very, very, I mean, their growth is just stunted. They have no skills to be able to take care of these things. I mean, even with the stuff going on with Kate, how, everyone is wondering, how is this family or this institution that is this supposedly this world-class institution so bad at this? It is mind-blowing. And so yeah, it's just I think it is too. The Shirley girls look the best on Baldilocks. I think it does too. It does too. Very disturbing, however. Let's see. Dolores says the royal family has been spying on the Sussex Squad from the beginning, but every day now, yeah, we've known that. That's one of the reasons that they're like, oh, they need to shut down these platforms and stuff like that. Nobody screams about shutting down the platform when they're attacking Harry and Meghan. No one does that. But when it comes back at their at the British royals, then everybody screams, oh, they're abusive, oh, they're abusive, by the same people who's been abusing Harry and Meghan for 7 years and more. So yeah. Let's see. Andrew says William should put on his big boy pants and stop being petty, vindictive, jealous, controlling, and get wisdom. The principal thing a future king needs. I agree. I totally agree. And the thing about it with them is that they're so arrogant, they wouldn't. They just think they have it all. Even now, with them having no credibility, for them, they have not accepted the fact that they have no credibility, that nobody believes them. So every time people question when they say something, they're being attacked. And it's like, no, you have no credibility. You have earned people's distrust. And when you've earned that distrust, you have to, if you want people to trust you again, you have to earn it. And you haven't earned it. You have not earned any of it or even tried to earn it. So yeah, you can't then complain that people don't, people are questioning you because you're liars. Plain and simple. So yeah. Let's see. Hello, Fancy. Did I even say hello to you? I'm so sorry. Am I like all over the place today? I think I said hi to Church Deli. I didn't say hi to anybody else. Fancy and Rhonda is here, and Annie is here, and Marsha and Kathy. Guys, hi. How are you all? Dolores and Maddie. Hello, guys. How are you all doing? Maddie says the writer is a clown. Totally. Totally. Dolores says they're trying to destroy everything Meghan is doing with her new projects right now. Of course. And then the same people would turn around and claim the squad is going after them. And the squad is, being mean and nasty. And it's by the same people trying to destroy two people who are in California minding their own business. So it's just, that island is just crazy. They are crazy. Let's see. Oh, hi, Nola Thandu, saying hello to everyone. It's like, good evening, according to South African time, to Pedal and everyone on the platform. Yeah, I guess you guys are 5 hours ahead of us. So it is after 7 maybe in South Africa right now. So yes, good evening, Nola Thandu, and all our wonderful South African squaddies, or all our squaddies on the African continent, really. So hello. Little Mac says, thank you, son, for putting that information out in the UK. I know, talk about spreading it. It's like many people in the UK probably didn't know Prince William was Baldilocks. Now they do. With the help of, obviously, of some very timely photos and very timely editing. So thank you. Talk about editing. You can't beat the squad on editing. Maybe Kate Middleton should have contacted the squad if she needed some lesson on editing. Because we're good at it. So there you go. Yes, exactly. I cracked up laughing when I saw it. I mean, it was just like I wasn't even thinking when I saw, when I saw the screenshot of the thing, I wasn't even thinking someone would do it. Then all of a sudden, all these photos popped up all over. So squaddies are having fun today. So oh, Gracie is mentioning it. It's like, hello everyone, happy Thursday. They're accusing Sussex Squad what they're doing to Harry and Meghan. Really about what they yeah, exactly. William's hairline was also snatched in the process. He betrayed his mother. And I mean, hello, if you saw Prince William, and I should have brought in a photo of Prince William when he was younger, he was very, very handsome. Very handsome, very sweet looking. I mean, the girls, I remember seeing a video of when they were in Canada, I think, as he was like a teenager in Canada. Harry was a little one with their dad, and the girls were going crazy for him. He was very, very adorable. And with his hair. And then I have to believe this is true. How else can you explain William today? But Prince William, like, you're a Parker Bowles. I'm snatching back my jeans from you, my Spencer jeans. You're a Parker Bowles. So there. I mean, how else can you explain it? And thank you all squaddies who decided to rename him William Parker Bowles, because that's what he is right now. So there you go. Princess Diana was like, I ain't having none of that. Not having us Parker Bowles have my jeans. So there you go. And there was this photo I actually retweeted and I forgot about it of Camilla out a couple days ago. She was doing some engagement. I don't really follow what engagement she does. And she was wearing two like pins on her shirt. One was a bee and one was a fly. And if you've read Spare, you know what those signify, right? The bee and the fly. And she was wearing those. And of course, a squatty caught it. And it was just like, this woman, Princess Diana was so right about Parker Bowles, man. Camilla Parker Bowles is a Rottweiler. That woman is, I mean, why else would you have a brooch of a bee and a fly going out to an engagement where you know that you would be photographed? It is just, I'm like, woo. And she is just having a grand old time. She is the queen bee right now. It's just, I'm telling you, these people are something else. They are really, really something else. So it's very interesting. Let's see. Wait. The Nagathe Israelite, aka Black Cougar. Okay, this is a long name. Says, God don't like ugly. William acting that way, turn him that way. I'm telling you, what's inside definitely comes out, and it definitely comes out in William. Marsha, hi Marsha, thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, very, very much. So yeah, and thank you to all of you who support the channel. I appreciate it very, very much. Yeah, they were like pins. They were like pins on her clothes. A bee and a fly. And it was just like, that's weird. Like, why? And it was there. It was just really wild. I was just like, okay. Let's see. Andrea's triggered. It's like the Jerry curl is triggering me. Curl activator and grease stain. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever had those Jerry curls back in the day, because back in the day, I would cut my hair, much to my grandmother's chagrin, because I had long hair and I always hated hair, always hated having to deal with it, having to perm it, and I always hated rollers. You try to sleep in that thing, it's like torture. And so I would cut my hair. And so I cut my hair all the way down and put jerry curls in my hair. And then, of course, if you're black and you've had jerry curls in your hair, then you have to put that pink lotion thing in your hair and it's all greasy. And then you had the spray thing that you spray, and then your whole clothes is grease after that. It was a nightmare. So if you're a black person listening to me, you would understand what this is when you see those little jerry curls. The things we did to ourselves. And it's really funny because I always wanted curls. And so it's really funny because when I cut my hair, I cut it because it was like permed, and so when I cut it, it still had the perm stuff in there. So I put the jerry curls in there, and it wasn't until I was older, I grew out my hair after that, and it wasn't until I was older, and then I just literally cut it with there being no chemical stuff in there, and realized that my hair is naturally curly. Like under all the stuff that I cut down, my hair is naturally like that. And I had no idea because it had the straightener in it. And then I just went straight to the jerry curls, not realizing that if I had just left it alone, my hair is naturally curly. It's just like the things you realize it's like, why did I put that stuff in my hair? I had no idea. So very, very funny. But again, if you're a black person, you know this. You know this stuff about those jerry curl things. Oh, thank you so much, Black Cougar 1959. Thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Masha. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you guys' support so much. Thank you for your super sticker. And oh my goodness, Barbara, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your donation. Thank you very, very much. I thank you. Let's see. Awesome moderator Cookies and Cream says it's driving the Unroyals and their racist hounds insane that they have no idea what direction Meghan is taking her lifestyle brand. They are unable to sabotage it. They know it's going to be successful. That is exactly true. That is exactly true. And so that's the thing. They're all like, where is it? Where is it? Why isn't she putting it out? And it's like, Meghan will do it when she's good and ready. You're not going to have any way to dictate what she does and when she does it. So I'm really happy. And again, them not responding to things, because a lot of the narrative and a lot of the headlines is to get a response. And even when they contact Harry and Meghan's office, they are not getting a response. So they're just throwing everything out there, desperate for them to say something so that they can write. And so it's very funny. Oh, Naughty Doctor, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And for your support. And yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Hi, Paulette. Thank you. Paulette's saying hello to everyone. Let's see. Let's see what else people are saying. Rhonda says, I rocked my jerry curls proudly back in the day. Couldn't tell me nothing. Ruined tons of pillows. Yeah. Pillowcases, sleeping in a plastic flap sliding off. I think a lot of Black folks have this experience. You get up with a whole oily patch on your pillowcase and it's just ruined. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh my gosh. Black Cougar's like, I love me some Wave Nouveau curl products. It made my hair grow like crazy. Oh, really? Jerry juice and oil, LOL. The funny thing was when you see like you have your jerry curls there and you're all proud of it, and then you see the oil literally dripping off of the hair. It's just like, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, the things Black folks went through, the things we went through, man, very funny. Let's see what else you guys are saying. other than laughing at us with Jerry curls. um, what else? Just going through our chat. Anything else you guys want to chat about before we end would be great. Hmm. Eastman says they want to be apologized to, even though they're the ones that hurt them. I never hear them apologize for anything. That is very true. There is this narrative that's going on that Harry and Meghan needs to apologize to the royals. And I was like, talk about narcissistic. You abuse people and people call you out because you abuse them. And in your narcissistic mentality is, oh, how dare they call you out? They're the ones that are abusive and they are the ones that need to apologize to come back in your good graces. I mean, how sick is that? There is literally this narrative that Harry and Meghan need to apologize so that they could come back into the royal family. And it's just like, they left people. Get it through your thick heads. There's not going to be an apology. And it's like, what? Apologizing for what? Exactly. What would they be apologizing for? And should be apologizing to the two people that abused them and bullied them out of the country. And really the family in a lot of ways. Really? It's really, really sick. And I know Stephen Colbert did this whole monologue recently, and it was very funny. And him talking about the alleged affair with Prince William and Rose. And so he didn't apologize, but he did acknowledge that, he's like, I don't want to make light of people's illnesses. And so he wished Kate well. And so the initial narrative was like, he apologized. Then it's like, no, he didn't. He did not apologize. He has nothing to apologize for. Why? Because he didn't start that. That was started by Richard Eden and Dan Wootton. And then there are other press that picked it up, and there are some other British people that picked up on that narrative. So no, Stephen Colbert has nothing to apologize for. And apparently Rose sent a legal letter to Colbert, and it's like, well, did she send a legal letter to Richard Eden and Dan Wootton? Because she'll have to do that for that to make any sense, because again, they're the ones that started this whole rumor and got this whole rumor going that where it is today. And so unless she sent a letter to them too, then this is ridiculous. This is nonsense. So, and again, Stephen Colbert did not apologize. He acknowledged, like, okay, he wasn't making fun of her illness, and he just wished her well. But there's this thing in the British press and a lot of reporters, they want people to come and apologize. They're desperate for this apology, because then it'll absolve them from their crimes and the abuse that they have put on people. And it's just like, no, that stuff may work in the UK. It doesn't work with the rest of the world. The rest of the world is, yes, Kate, whether she is or she doesn't have cancer. Well, again, it's very iffy, because again, these people just lie. But whatever you believe, but just because someone has, maybe have a disease or an illness, whatever, doesn't make them not racist. It doesn't absolve them from what they did in the past. It doesn't absolve her from what she did to Meghan. It doesn't absolve her for sitting there and let Meghan get abused even while she was pregnant, and her not saying a word and not correcting a false narrative that her people put out there. It does not absolve her. It doesn't absolve her for sitting back and letting people believe that Meghan bullied staff, knowing it was a lie. She doesn't absolve her from all of those things. It doesn't absolve her for being standoffish and not helping Meghan when Meghan was going through a mental crisis right there. It doesn't absolve her from those things. Whether she has cancer or not, it doesn't absolve her. And so this idea that Kate has now become Angel Saint Kate again, It's just like, oh gosh, we thought we got rid of Angel Saint Kate, but Angel Saint Kate is here again. It doesn't make her Angel Saint Kate. Sorry. Doesn't absolve her. She still has to deal with the fact that this is what she did. And so, no, there's no apology needed here. So there you go. No matter what it is she has, she could be in death's door. It doesn't absolve her. She needs to be the one to be like, okay, this is what I did, and I need to get forgiveness for what I did to someone who did nothing to me. That's what needs to happen, not reverse. Again, that narcissistic mentality that a lot of them have, that especially the black one has to come and bow to their princess that they're desperate for people to bow to. It's like, sorry, it's not happening. Not in the real world. So, yeah, it's crazy. These people are crazy. So, Dolores says there's something William has done that they're trying their best to keep it hidden. And that's the sense that people have. And if there is nothing that they're hiding, they certainly are behaving like they're hiding something. And that's what the majority of people pick up. And that's what the majority of people are questioning. Again, this is not conspiracy theory. None of this stuff is conspiracy. It is because people know that they're being lied to. And when you know that people are lying to you and then putting out fake stuff, and then it is upon you to question it. And the thing with the royals is that they're just used to people in the UK not questioning anything. They're not going back and doing their research and not presenting receipts. They just sort of accept them, or they're just very apathetic, like whatever, you can do whatever, I don't really care. So they're used to that mentality. They're not used to being on the world stage. Remember how they've been desperate? They were desperate to be on this world stage. Well, now they have the world stage. Now they have the attention of the world. And they just don't know how to handle it, because now that the spotlight of the world is on them, the world is going to ask questions that royalists are not going to ask. And, the world is going to demand answers. So it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. I was like, no, it's not conspiracy theory. If you're not being honest, then don't expect people to not, to not question you. People are going to question, and they're going to demand an answer. So yeah, it was like craziness. SJ Sheila. Oh, I've never seen you here before. Welcome. She says, let's see. Was she possible organ tissue donor for King Charles III, and that is why she can't be seen? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I've never heard this before. So yeah, I have no idea. And Felice says, Petal, there's no cancer. The tissue that will develop cancer later in her life was removed, i.e. abdominal operation, just like Angelina Jolie did. Kate doesn't have cancer. One day the truth will come to light. Which is what, that's what I thought was happening when she said, if you're going to say that you're having preventative chemo, which obviously a doctor said there's no such thing. But if you're going to have preventative, that means you don't have something and you're preventing it from you're preventing your body from developing it. So you're taking something as a preventative, like they say prevention is better than cure. Right. So you're taking whatever it is she's taking to prevent further, and I would assume whatever was there was taken out when she had her operation. So yeah, this is I have no idea. I no idea, because again, they're not honest with what they're saying, so you don't know. Let's see. Karen M says the UK is now worried about Harry writing a second book. Well, they're always worried about this, whether it's Harry writing it or Meghan writing. I think right now they're just throwing up anything at the wall because they don't know anything what the Sussexes are doing. So now it's just like, oh, let's go back to the book. And it's just like, we know that Harry said there's a whole, 400 and something pages that we're taking out of spare. We know that's there. So if he wants to write a book, he's got information. So yeah. And can you imagine if Harry does a book now? Oh my God, that nation would fall apart. all the remaining hairs on Baldilocks' head would go. Like, seriously. That would be funny. Yeah. Elizabeth says, sending positive vibes to Kate, Godspeed. And there you go. There you go. And again, look, with all that said, if this is true and if it is that she does have cancer, I mean, again, nobody wishes this on anybody, and anybody going, this is traumatic. This is absolutely traumatic. So again, I feel the same, and I wish her the same positive vibes, and I hope she gets well quickly and they're able to get rid of this stuff from her body. I definitely wish that for her. So this ain't something cancer is not something you play with. I mean, I don't think anybody would. So, but again, with the royals, it's just like, yeah. Let's see. Kim Peaches says, "But and the Sussex family, I truly believe William did something to Kate, and it has put a real break between their relationship. Why haven't we seen the children or Kate in person?" The kids, I hope we don't see the kids, because I don't want the kids part of this. I mean, I feel the same about them as I feel for I feel about Archie and Lilibet. The kids have no business being in the press. They are not here for anybody's for anybody's show. They are children and should be protected at all times. I don't want to see Archie and Lily until they're 18 and they decide they want to show themselves to the world. I really don't. And I feel the same way about the Cambridge children or the Wales's children. I've always felt that about them. Kids are innocent. They should never. And I've always been very upset when they bring these kids out for publicity. I always believe that children should be protected and should never be used as these kind of PR things for their families. So I am happy that we don't see them. I don't want to see them. Let them remain in the shadows. Let them remain out of sight. And so to be kids. So that for me, that's how I feel about that. It's very interesting. And I think there is a real concern from a lot of people, as you're saying, that there's something happened between them. One of the things that has come out and actually been documented in their own papers, I think it was the Times that reported on it, and also I think what is it, Town and Country, I think is the outlet, which is, they do a lot of royal reporting, reported that when Kate, apparently that the cancer video, when she did her video, not only was, because everyone was saying, well, why is she on that big old bench by herself? And she's even, one of the things she said in the statement was that, how with having William by her side has been a source of comfort, and something else she said, with William by her side, while she's sitting on this big old bench by herself. It was very evident. And people started talking about this. And then it came out that not only was William not on that bench with her, William was not even there while they were recording it. I mean, like, okay, there's one thing to, if your wife's like, okay, no, I want to do this by myself. That, I mean, I can't imagine, being married and my wife or husband is having, they are going to be talking about the most, the most painstaking, painful experience of their life, and one sitting there by themselves, even if they're kicked and like, no, I'm going to be there. I'm not going to let you sit there and do this by yourself. Okay, so even if you allow that and you've just sort of against your will and you're like, fine, if you want to say it by yourself, but I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be standing right by the camera right here. And in between takes, I'm going to be there. I mean, that is how you would think a normal relationship would be. Well, not only was William not there on that bench with her, William was not even there when she filmed it. And you're like, what? I am not here for Kate Middleton. I have no interest in this woman at all. But I was just like, what do you mean? Your wife is filming and going to tell the world this thing that is, the most shocking and the most painful and devastating thing. And you're not even there when she is filming this? Which begs the question. I mean, are they even together? Like, are they living in the same house? Like, what? And so when people question these things again, it's not conspiracy theory. Is when they do stuff like this, any normal person would like, wait a minute. Your wife is just going to tell the world that she has a deadly disease and you're not even there when she's filming it? That doesn't make any sense. And so they're trying to cover it like, oh no, William is by her side and William is there as a strong support for her and all of those things. But what husband would not want, and again, when people question it, then it's like, oh, you're just attacking her. How could you do this? How could you be, having these conspiracy theories when she's well, her own husband is not there for her. Don't be coming at us. We're concerned for her. People who don't even care about her are concerned for a woman. Again, I'm putting myself, like, if I'm going through that, it's devastating enough. And to have to sit there with strangers that you probably don't even know from a TV station, setting up all these cold lighting and stuff around you while you have to say this to the world and bare your soul to the world. And the person who is supposedly the most important person in your life is not only is not on a bench with you, he's not even there. Make that make sense. It doesn't. And that's why this story isn't going away and people are questioning everything. So it just, and then you come up with the phrase like, oh, but he's always, and it's like, no, he's not always there, obviously. So it's like, I don't know. And again, they're used to getting away with this stuff from the British press. They're used to getting away with this stuff from their royalist people who believe any of the nonsense that they say. And so they don't question this stuff. The rest of the world, normal, regular thinking people, so anybody with common sense would be like, oh, wait a minute. There's something very wrong here. Very, very wrong. This is not right. So, and again, for people who don't really care about Kate, and we're not here for her. But again, as a human being, I care because a human being is probably having to have a deadly disease. And it's just looking at a human being, you're like, but any human being would want support and would think that the most important person in our life would be there. And he is not. So don't try to come at us and telling us that he cares when he clearly doesn't. So yeah. Exactly. Sharon said he was waiting on her hand and foot. What happened? Oh, I guess he forgot that day. I guess he forgot and went off. Like, where was William? Why wasn't he there? And then on top of that, when he missed his godfather, King Constantine's memorial, when he just didn't show up, even though he lives like a 4-minute car ride from his house to the chapel, which is right there in Windsor Grounds where he lives. He didn't show up. Then they tried to, and if you notice, they said it the first day and nobody has picked it up again because I think they realized how horrible it looks. That he didn't show up, and then they were trying to use like, oh, he found out that Kate had cancer that day, so that's why he didn't show up. And then people pointed out that, oh, wait a minute, that event was like 40 something days after Kate was supposedly had her surgery. So you're gonna tell me that he didn't know for 40 something days after, and on that day when he was supposed to show up and didn't show up, that's the day. And so yeah, they kind of dropped that narrative when people pointed out that. It's just like, and just the idea that they want to use that, he wants to use his wife's cancer announcement to cover himself. It's just like, do you all know how bad that looks? You really understand how bad that looks? So they kind of dropped it. So yeah. Sussex Glove says, I believe it was AI. That is why she had minimal movement. That is why her eyes always appear squinted in a couple of times, looked like they were popping out of her head. Yeah, I mean, people have like slowed down the frame and showed it like frame by frame, just the manipulations. They even mentioned the ring. Now, honestly, I screenshotted the ring in the part where they said the ring disappeared. It didn't, because if you screenshot it and then you blow it up, the ring is there. You can see the shadow of the ring there. You can't see it up because, which is another thing why people are not believing that this is a real video and that it's AI and that it's fake. This was filmed by the BBC. The BBC, we're in 2024, in a year where there is, I mean, this has been available since 2022, whatever, where you film in 4K. This video looked like it's like a 240 resolution. Why is the BBC filming something that looked like 240 resolution from back in the 80s or something? And it's the same thing with that, farm shop video something. Not the quality. I'm like, what? I mean, did Apple not sell iPhones in the UK to have these horrible quality videos? Did Samsung not sell their products there so that they can use, like, I mean, what kind of horrible video quality is this in the year 2024? That's why people don't believe them. Because to film video, you just pull out your video in any kind of video, even if you have, you have a dirty camera, dirty lenses. Oh, I mean, always clean your lens before you shoot stuff so you got the clearest photos. But even if you're shooting with dirty lens, you don't have that bad quality. It's like deliberately shooting or deliberately in post, just manipulating the video to make it that blurry so you can't tell what is going on, if it's AI or if it's just, why is the BBC shooting in that low quality? Why are they shooting some? I mean, that's not even 720. It's probably like, it looks like 240. I don't know, but it's very, very reduced. Like, why is the BBC shooting in that? And so when you do stuff like that, and another thing, what the BBC is, they are not saying, it's some unnamed people that have claimed that yes, this the video is real and that that is actually what they filmed. They're not giving the film crew. They're not saying who the film crew is, so we don't know who the film crew is. They're not, and some unnamed person is saying no, it wasn't edited, whatever. So we have no idea who the people are that actually filmed this, who it is that put it together. Nothing. The BBC's, and so this news outlet, they filed an FOI, which is a Freedom of Information, to the BBC, asking all of these questions, and also to release, which BBC needs to do, because if they want to convince people that yes, this is not fake, they need to release the raw video. This is the video that was unedited raw copy of this, not copy, but a raw video of this, so that people can be sure that this is not AI, because again, they shot it at such low quality. And again, we're in the year 2024. Nobody shoots at this quality. And you have this, and you're like, wait a minute. So then and again, if you remember with the BBC, if you remember with the Queen's funeral and also with Charles's coronation that nobody asked for, the BBC allowed the royal family to dictate to them what to edit out of that video. Like, we talked about this at length, how they edited out, I think George was like wiping his face or something. Edward and Sophie were crying. They edited out. Eugenie and Beatrice, I think they were walking out of the church or whatever. They edited all of that stuff out of the video. I think Camilla also, and the coronation, there was something wrong with her coat or petticoat or something with her hem or something. They dictated to the BBC, as the thing was going, what to edit out of those videos. And I remember one of those Dimbleby, one of the Dimbleby brothers that work with BBC, was so surprised at how BBC allowed the royal family to dictate to them what to edit. And he did an interview talking about this, about how the royal family, basically the BBC, are in their pockets. And so knowing that, would I believe that, the BBC didn't do something? No, I don't. And especially when they shot in that quality. So it just is very, I mean, they are doing nothing to really help people to believe them. They still believe that they are reputable, that people should just believe because they said something. And it's like, no, you're in a different world, dude. Absolutely in a different world. So yeah. And I know, do I believe the BBC? No, I don't believe them at all. Unless, and again, why are they shielding? Why don't they put out who is the crew that filmed it? Why don't they put out the raw footage to put this to rest? None of them are doing that. So don't expect people to not then question what is happening. So yeah. Colleen says, now they're drowning in a web of lies. Attempt to bully skeptics won't work. The BBC can't be trusted. Saying the BBC shoot the video doesn't lend credibility. Basic phones shoot clearer video. Exactly. I mean, look at any video. Just go on TikTok or YouTube, whatever. You see phones. These are shot by phones that are clearer and better quality than what the BBC have all the best cameras. Which is why I'm like, did Apple and Samsung not sell stuff in to the UK people that they have these horrible video video? I mean, even the photo with her in the car and both cars. And it's just like, what is that? What is that bad quality? And I think this is deliberate. This is absolutely deliberate. And maybe it's deliberate, so we'll just keep talking about them. Maybe that could be it too. So if that's the case, they definitely got us there, because here we are still talking about them. So yeah. Raphael is like the red hair, I know. Oh, very it actually does. The red hair, that kind of does look like Shaun White. Maybe, yeah, look. Maybe Billy should think about, going and getting some of this hair. It does definitely looks better than the bald head. Which, I mean, we can't really say Harry is going there too with the bald head. Again, I know squaddies don't like me talking about Harry's hair, but even for Harry, I'm like, dude, it's time to lose the hair. The hair is trying to run away from you. It's trying to just let it go. And let it just go bye-bye. You would look great with bald hair. Bald head is a thing. It's good. He'll look great with it, but that bald spot in the middle is not happening. So, which I should say, my own dad, I mean, again, he's in the hospital, but my own dad has, that ball thing, that ring ball thing around his head. So, I shouldn't say anything because my own dad is like that. His hair is like that. So there you go. I think I took from my mother's side. Thank God. I have a full head of hair. So yeah. And he said I could put my eyeshadow on by looking at the top of Baldilocks' head. And it's shining. So Jacqueline says that video of Kate was AI, either because she was not with us anymore or she looks so bad she doesn't want to be seen. Has anyone heard that they decided about the cause of the head wound on Will's guy? Huh? I don't know what head wounds we're talking about. Has anyone decided what caused the head wound on Will's guy? Who is Will's guy? I have no idea. If you're talking about Thomas Kingston, I'm assuming maybe. I still have questioned what happened to him. I still do have questions because no one has really explained what happened to him and why that happened. No one is. It's almost like he died. They had a funeral and then that's it. Nobody's talking about it. Something happened to that man. Why that happened? And there are so many people going through really hard things right now, and they have these like suicidal ideation and stuff like that. That happens, but and the press are running away from it. Nobody was really talking about what could possibly have happened to that with that. And again, people marrying into that family, it's always seemed to have these horrible things happen to them or almost happen to them. Thank God our faves are out of there. So yeah. But anyway, a couple more before we end. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I didn't know if anybody would be hanging out with me. So let's see. A couple more before we end. What else is happening out there? Harry could definitely pull off a Yul Brynner look. I think so. I think Harry would look great bald. But I think Harry isn't there yet. And I think hair, hair means a lot of different things to different people. Some people with hair is like it's their youth. I know Harry is very much because whenever he talks about his hair, it's always in terms of him getting old. So I think he associates having no hair with old and having, being older. And I don't think he has come to terms with that yet. I know getting to the age of 40 is for some people it's traumatic because all of a sudden, 30 is like they still feel like, that youth. And for some strange reason, 40 is like, oh, I'm older, I'm getting older. And it's just, some people feel traumatized by it, and so, and I don't think Harry has yet come to terms with it. And so he'll come to terms with it at some point. And so, again, I think he would look great with it. Again, the hair is like, I need to go. Let me go. And I think, at some point, hopefully, he allows his hair to go bye-bye. So, and yeah, but all in this time, you can't rush this sort of thing because, again, people have, they have different connections to the hair, and it means different things to different people. For me, I am not a person that is, that is connected to many things. And so my hair is like, no. Ever since I was a kid, my grandma's like, no, cut your hair. I was like, nope, can't deal with it. I'm not connected to things with that way. So I'm not sentimental in this way at all. So I could be very flippant about it, but I know that many people are. It means, especially, not Harry's not black, but a lot of like black, especially black women, the hair is just something that's very, very tied up in who they are and how they feel about themselves and represent. And so I am very well aware of that. I, on the other hand, don't have any of those hangups. So yeah. And so I apologize if I come across flippant, and that is just, yeah. Martine says, hair loss is very traumatic. I got alopecia in my 30s and finally shaved it off and let it go. There you go. See? Yeah. So I am sorry, Martine, that you went through that. And but I'm also happy that you were able to come out of it on the other side and just, let it all go. But again, everyone has different relationships with their hair. Let's see. Thank you, Martine, again for sharing that. That's, thank you for being just open and vulnerable in this way. So it's not easy. So I appreciate you sharing that. So yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Kadisha. Thank you. We can always use someone having our backs. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Lady T says, Petal, I think you missed it. Oh, I did? Oh no. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I am sorry. Let's scroll up to see. Lady T says I missed the super sticker. So let me scroll up and see. Because this thing I think I need to slow down this channel. Because I think sometimes I see like Byron slows down his channel a little bit so you can post every second, and I miss things because it jumps. And so let's see what I missed. I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling to see if what super sticker I missed. I apologize. Oh, wait. Yeah, I did miss yours. I am so sorry, Lady T. Thank you so much. Says, hi, Petal, sending prayers for you and your dad. Oh, and yes, I remember you leaky heads. Oh, yes. She making fun of our Jerry curls and pink lotion and the spray. Thank you, Lady T. Thank you. I'm sure I know my dad would be very grateful for all of your prayers. We all appreciate it. And hopefully he gets out of the hospital soon and doesn't have to go back. So thank you. Oh, S, thank you so much for your donation. Proud of the squad. Yes. Thank you for your support. And yes, we should be proud of our squad. I mean, without us, the British press would be running rampant without many people at all pushing back on their nastiness. And that's why they're attacking the squad, because we will not let them be nasty and abusive and racist in peace. So they are attacking the squad. So thank you guys all for your support. And yes, we are very proud of our squaddies. Very, very proud. So thank you guys. So anyways, that's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I have to jet out of here, run off. So I appreciate you guys so much. Just coming on. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia, Church Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, Black Queen. You are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Karen wants us to know that Prince Harry's hair is just fine. Thank you very much, Battle. Also, yes, just have children and red hair, and always an issue. It's good for his kids to grow up a little to see him with red hair. It's good for them. Okay, fine, Karen. Fine. So see, whenever I mention Harry, I always get pushback. So, okay, I will just shut my mouth with Harry's hair from now on. So there. Thank you, Karen. So there. So anyways, thank you to our awesome 2 Cents crew who support the channel on a monthly basis. You are amazing as usual. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I appreciate you guys so much. I love you all, and I will chat with you next time. Bye.